Yeah, thanks, Andy and Mary Grace. It's definitely feeling pretty chilly out here. We're seeing a high of 67 degrees, a little slight wind, making it feel like fall. But those temps are going to be rising throughout the week into the 70s, and we might see even 80 degrees this week. But I'll have more on that in my full forecast and what you can expect across the state. But for now, back to you guys at the desk. Welcome back to Carolina News. Let's take a look at your weather. So as I said before, we're seeing a high of 67 degrees right now, sunny skies, no cloud in sight. So we got 0% precipitation, a very little humidity at about 19%. And like I said earlier, a little bit of a slight wind gust at 3 miles per hour. Now across the state, we're actually seeing sunny skies pretty much across the board, with Hilton Head and Charleston seeing just some partly cloudy skies. But the high mid to upper 60s are pretty much what we're seeing across the state. Now Greenville and Newberry are a little bit cooler, about 66, but Myrtle Beach being the coolest at about 64 degrees. Now let's take a look at what you can expect this evening. So at 5 p.m. we're still going to have some sunny skies, but we're going to drop down by a little bit to 64. Now our sunset is at 5:18 p.m. and we are going to have a waning crescent moon tonight, and so we're going to start seeing that around 5:20. And then by 7 p.m. we're going to drop by about 12 degrees, and then by 11 we're going to be in the mid 40s. So if you're going out tonight, just make sure you have a nice jacket to keep you cool. But when you wake up next morning, our sunrise is going to be almost at 7, not quite, at 6:59 a.m. So the sun will be shining though for your morning, but we are going to see a low of 38. So if you're headed out to work, school, wherever you may need to go, make sure you do have a jacket. But then by 10 a.m. we're going to see 56 degrees. So pretty nice morning tomorrow. But now, if you're headed out this weekend for Thanksgiving for next week, if you're traveling as a student or if you're just traveling in general, just take a look at your weekend weather. So Friday, as I said, those temps are going to be rising into the upper 70s. So high 78 on Friday, 77 on Saturday. Now, if you are traveling, we might have some AM rain, so just watch out for that. But for the game, it should be nice with a high of 77. And then Sunday, we're going to drop down a little bit with a high of 73. Now let's take a look at your 5-day. So as I said, those temps are going to be rising. 71 tomorrow for Tuesday, not too different, but still a little bit warmer with a low of 50. And then by Wednesday, we are going to see a high of 80 degrees. And then that's going to stay similar across the board with 79 on Thursday. And then just a little bit lower for the weekend. But I'll have more on that. Back to Andy and Mary Grace.